Here's 8 things you want to avoid like the plague when answering interview questions if you want an opportunity to land that job. Number 1, overusing buzzwords. Buzzwords are good, but without context, they show that the candidate only knows the theory and hasn't ever done it in practice. Number 2, rambling. Candidates that do this think that they need to say more because it shows that they're qualified for the job. However, when the candidate actually does this, it shows that they're not a strategic communicator and they don't know how to prioritize what's important. Number 3, talking too fast. This usually happens when candidates are anxious and nervous and they want to actually get out of the interview. However, this shows the panel that the candidate is not a strong communicator because they are hard to follow. Number 4, saying you don't have experience. This usually happens when a candidate doesn't have experience and doesn't know how to answer the question. But the panel sees this as you're not a learner. And so what they really want to hear is how you have a plan for things you don't know and how do you actually learn them. Number 5, your answers are too short. Candidates that do this really feel like they want to be concise and get to the point. However, what the panel hears is that you have no experience. And so they deem that as you're not ready for the position. That leads me to number 6, reading from a script. Candidates do this to stay structured in their answers and make sure they say what they want to say during the interview. However, what the panel sees is somebody that's inauthentic, and they don't want that in their role. Number 7, talking bad about an old employer. A candidate that does this is probably in a toxic situation and they're trying to get out of this. However, what the panel hears is somebody that talks bad about their old employer is probably going to talk bad about us, and we don't want that in our new hire. And number 8, telling them about their problems and how you would fix it. Candidates that do this usually have done some research and see some issues that they could possibly solve. However, by telling the panel that they have issues without knowing how they've already tried to solve it or what they're working on, tells them that you're coming in arrogant, and that's a little off-putting to the panel. So if you have trouble with any of these 8 and you want to overcome them before your next interview, put the word interview in the comments and I'll be in touch.